You may be wondering how I got in this situation. Well, sit tight, I'll explain everything, and let's start off from the beginning. So the original owner of this account right here has been with us in 2885 ever since we migrated, but shortly after coming he had to take a break. And it was a long break, like a year and a half almost. And once he came back, he spent a lot of money trying to catch up with mostly armaments, really, and everything that comes in between. And now he has to take another break, and he doesn't want to, continue to keep spending a lot of money once he comes back. So he wants someone to play it, to keep it up to date and maintain it and just have fun with it. And after some consideration, I taken the offer for various reasons. First of all, it's a good account, VIP 19, a lot of power, and a lot of good commanders that I haven't used before, and some of the commanders that I plan to use in the future, like Arthur Primary, for example. And I think this opportunity was too good to pass up, because it feels like, you're being offered a supercar and all you have to do is top it up with fuel and maybe do an oil change every now and then. So it feels like a great opportunity, and I have no regrets on taking the offer. And for the reason for the channel is as follows, because this is a spending account, and basically I got the green light as to treat it as my own account. And as you can see already by the avatar frame, the name change, I intend to play this account as an addition to my primary account. Obviously, I share his sentiment of, not neglecting your account after so much effort. So in his case, he spent a lot of money to bring it where it is right now, and I spent a lot of time on my account. So I'm obviously not gonna neglect it in any shape or form. But using this account gives me an opportunity that I haven't done in the past. For example, I have city garrison I can use to random teleport. I can do some garrisons, for example, like in Ark of Osiris with it. And maybe I can swarm a pass because I have like the relevant commanders. And it just gives me more options after 6 years of playing to try out something new. And also, since I do want to make one thing clear, so nothing is going to change regarding my own account. This account will remain my priority. It will remain as my as to push it to the limit as much as possible. And also it's going to be 100% staying free to play out of principle. I could spend money on it, but after this amount of time and effort, I would rather not to. But on this account, I'm a bit more flexible because it is a spending account at the end of the day, and it has already some supplies up and running, like the gem supply, the material supply, and the speed up supply. So I made a dedicated video about what I would buy if I were a spender, and I think I'm going to take my own advice with this account, because since I'm playing two accounts, I cannot give the same focus to each one. So on this account, I'm probably going to do some spending to make up for that. So things like the gem supply, and once your KVK, like the crystal supply and maybe the crystal quest, second tier. And, that's going to be pretty much it. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to max stack on this account or anything. But I'm basically going to be a low spender on this account and being a free-to-play on my main account, just to give you guys more variety and also give myself a new experience after this amount of playing in the game. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited, but now let's show you actually the account that you're working with. I already showed the supplies. I'm VIP 19, and funny enough, it's exactly 1500 days of logging in. And I remember my first official Rise of Kingdoms video on the channel was reviewing my own account, and it started at 1500. We're closing now on 2400 right now in the next 10 days or so. So obviously VIP 19 gives us all the maximum benefits we can have for the field, and stats wise we got the attack, we got the capacity, we got damage, got the action point, and really VIP 20 gives me, gives us food production and resource production in general, and gives us the SVIP, which is not that exciting really. I'm mostly excited for the transportation stones and the formation choice chest. So things like the pity is definitely going to be faster in this account compared to my own one. So good start there. As for the account itself, troops, as you can see, it's mostly T5. The owner was probably just using full T5s on the account. He has 4 marches actually, maybe running 5 before, but now I'm not sure how I'm gonna run it. Probably gonna be mixed again like I do with my own account, because it has a lot of speed ups, but obviously running full T5 with 5 marches and potentially new tech is going to be quite costly. So I have to be careful with the resource allocation. The commander view looks like something like this. So you can see Minamoto is obviously maxed, and something new there for me. And if you take a look at the lineup, show you. So this is it. We have 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, 1 archer. And our current project, well, the current project that has been worked on, and I'll continue and finish, is working on Baichi. So it's going to be Baichi Philip, and the rest is going to stay the same. So I'm pretty happy and pretty excited to try out, for example, the Arthur William for myself, because I do intend to use it on my own account as well. And then I can try Baichi Philip to see how he does compared to Baichi Wallace. I'm going to remain with Lucia Alex, so it's quite nice and can't wait to try it out in the open field. Now when it comes to the inventory, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. So we have a lot of resources stocked up, and also we have a lot of speed ups. I haven't had this many speed ups in a long time. So speed ups are not the issue here. So I'm very helpful and grateful for this, because I feel like resources are easier to replenish than speed ups if you're not a really high spending kingdom, which compared to the Vampiriums, we're just not. But we do all right. 2885. Have a lot of expansions. We need to top up on the defense tokens, so no problem there. And the equipment, I'm going to show you briefly, but we're going to show it on the commanders. As you can see, there's a lot of legendary equipment, legendary accessories. We're going to talk about some of the choices here and what we can improve in the future. And rest, pretty standard. Armaments as well. So since this account was, taking a break for a long time, armaments were like the most visible part to improve. And obviously there's not a lot of special inscriptions or rare inscriptions, but that's something that we can just improve moving forward. So I have no problems with that at all. And as you can see, I have a decent amount of AP, so I can push for AP for honor potentially, or just get better tech along the way. We'll see how it goes. And we have 500 universals that we're going to use probably next week after the Baichi wheel to finally expertise the new infantry. So as you can see here, we have Luce, and the equipment looks like this. So this is probably the best set we have on the account, and it looks pretty good. Like we have only the 2-piece here, but we have crit everything, and we have so many tiers of equipment on it. So especially the tier 5 shield, so things like the Furious Strike is gonna be quite nice for a smite combo. And yeah, pretty not gonna change anything here. Obviously looks pretty good on its own. The dagger is obviously crit, so not gonna do anything with it. It is crit, it is tier 2, but obviously not the most optimal accessory you can have, but this was probably made a long time ago, and got lucky with the crit. So, looking pretty good, and you can see this is already a pincer formation. As I said, special inscriptions are something that's missing on the account, but that's normal. And but still, even the imploder is actually really good, so you can only get better from now on. But the stats are obviously quite nice. And with the VIP 19 perk of having precipitation stones every day, I can quite easily accumulate a lot of stones compared to my own account, and then making some changes along the way. But yeah, that's our Luce, our first march. We have our first calorie march, so you can see also nearly crit everything, 4-piece bonus, horn ring. Can't go wrong with this combination at all. So really happy to try out Huo. And the armaments are quite good. We have the hunter on his, a lot of stats. Nice to see, good inscriptions, and I expect to do a lot better than before. And if you take a look at our combo primary, we have a different variation compared to the skill damage calorie, but we have the drum, we have the ring. So quite a good combination. In next KVK we have the access to Ash the Dawn, so I could potentially make this maybe crit or upgrade tiers, but baby steps. And another special inscription, I think this one has been from this KVK, but as you can see, we have the causative, which is the requirement, the minimal requirement to really perform with the delta formation. So I plan to do this on my own account, so trying to see the performance firsthand is something I prefer. But obviously I view other channels, I view other videos to see what works and what doesn't. But I'm pretty happy with this set as well. Then we have the archers, which has the basic dragon set, horn ring. So this is nearly identical to my own archer march, but the only crit I have is on the boots, and then they're tier 5. He has the crit gloves. No tier 5, but probably the archers are the least focused on the account, and it's understandable. I think everyone relates. Most players relate not having really focused on archers right now, but as you can tell by the no special or rare inscriptions, but a decent amount of inscriptions overall makes this quite a good combination as well. Then we have the skill damage infantry. So it has the leadership pants. So we do have the 4-piece set potential with this, and depending on the KVK with the old versus new tech, probably get this bonus compared to the health, depending on the pairing. So I'm gonna see how it works, maybe try out the variations to see how he does. But we have the option for extra march speed if we so desire. And the armaments look something like this. So not a lot of subscriptions, a lot of stats. So I'm mostly using this for Kenya right now. So I don't think I'll use Guan on the field at all. So. Then we have a Gorgo, which has some gear on her, but I'm probably gonna use her just as maybe an arc garrison, switch out some gear. And for the city garrison, if I decide to random teleport, this gives me the option to do so. And this configuration has a lot of all damage and march speed, so I could potentially use this in open field. Make some variations here and there with the combination of armaments. So obviously robust is nice for infantry. 32% all damage and 3.5% defense. So quite happy with that as well. And those are with the main sets really. So as you can see, Baichi is 5212. And we're going to spin the wheel, and by the time we enter KVK, this guy will be maxed. We're going to pair Baichi Philip. The rest is going to stay the same. and I want to see how it does. So I'm pretty, well, not even pretty, I'm extremely happy to have the opportunity to play this account and offer more content for you guys, more variety on the channel, more variety for me. And as you can see, this account has a lot of commanders that I don't have maxed. So things like Tariq, Harald, Honda, Minamoto, obviously. Constantine, really good for Canyon. And just overall, it has a lot of good collection, has a lot of potential, has a lot of use. And while we're talking about Canyon, I'm going to quickly show you what I'm running Canyon right now. I made some adjustments. But yeah, it looks like this. So pretty happy. And yeah. Maybe some people say in comments, you're free to play. And that's true. But nothing's going to change. I'm going to prioritize my own account, my own progression. We're going to use this account as an extension of the channel, provide more content, more information, more feedback about the commanders that I'm recommending you to work on as a free-to-play low spender. But now I can actually emphasize with the low spender a bit more, because on this account I do plan to do low spending. So things like crystal supply, crystal quest, gem supply, things like that. So I made a dedicated video about what I would spend on, and I'm gonna link it in the card up on the top right. And let me know what you guys think about the decision. I'm quite excited, and obviously juggling between two accounts is going to be a bit challenging, but it's a good challenge to have. And yeah, I'm honestly happy about the decision, and let me know what you guys think.